Hi everyone, this is Daniel from Crash Pro Trading, and today I'm gonna talk a little bit about my view on the FX markets and what I see happening lately here. And basically, I'm gonna go through my weekly and daily charts where I'm filtering the markets out for momentum movement. And why I do that is because one of my long-term strategies is based on momentum pattern, the Elliott wave theory patterns, and Fibonacci price levels and Fibonacci time levels. And when all those elements they come together, then I'm gonna look to take a trade, short or long, and that trade I will take it on the 1 hour chart because I'm looking to have a very good entry and with a very small risk. So I'll just get right into it and start with the Canadian Japanese yen. Let's see, Canadian Japanese yen here. So as always, I always look at the weekly chart first, see where the momentum is at, where it's heading, see if there's any specific pattern, and then head on the daily chart, see where the momentum is heading over there, and if there's any specific pattern happening. So I would like to see the momentum on both charts heading in the same directions, where it will tell me that the market it has a strong willingness to move in that direction, and then the trades that I will take have a very high probability of happening. So right now on the weekly chart, market's pushing high, momentum is pushing higher, and it's getting close to the overbought area. Just as a quick note, if the market gets into overbought area, then I'm looking to short it on the smaller time frame. Or let's say if the market reaches overbought area and I'm already in a long trade, then I will just look to tighten up those stop losses and make sure that I'm really getting ready to get out. Cause being overbought is not necessary that the trend will finish or the move will be done, but it's a very high probability signal that the move is towards comes closer to an end, and I should get out. So right now the market's moving towards the overbought area on Canadian Japanese yen. The daily chart, as we can see, had a nice ABC pattern, and right now is developing another ABC pattern, which where the 3 or C wave develops in a 5 wave movement. Now I'm not really sure if this market is a 1, 2, 3 or ABC pattern, so I keep both counts in mind, making sure I'm open to both opportunities. And if there's no immediate action to be taken right now, there's no immediate opportunity, but what I like to see here happening is the weekly chart to get overbought, and then the daily chart to come downwards and signal a sell, and then I will go short, keeping in mind that this market will make either a fourth wave and then bounce back towards another high for the fifth wave, or just come back down and go all the way to the second, or I mean to the B wave if it's an ABC. And next, I would like to see also the CAD Swiss franc. CAD Swiss franc had on a weekly chart a very nice ABC happening. So the ABC pattern, like with A and B already completed, and now we are on the C wave, towards the C wave end, moving. The weekly chart is pushing higher, and the daily chart it's already overbought. So there's no question we cannot get in here. We just need to wait for another buying opportunity, whereas the market pushes down and then makes this cross towards the upside. And what I kept in mind here is that I already have probable targets where the C wave might end, and that will be around here at what is it, 78 25 and 78.19, or it can push higher towards the 81.15 or 81.06. Now, in terms of time, the market turned around in really smooth, like I would say, movement where it didn't go beyond like 261 Fibonacci time extension, and it kept in balance with the time zones. It didn't had a very specific or narrow range developing here, so time wasn't really useful right now. But what I would wanted to see, like even from last week, was that the market I wanted to and hoping for a push downwards where it closed the gap and then gave me a good entry. That didn't happen. The trade wasn't made, so we just looking forward to see what happens like in the next few days. So CAD Swiss franc, again waiting for the market to push downwards and then give us a better or a good entry for a buying opportunity towards the upside. I don't know about the risk, because even the market, if it's pushing downwards right now, I don't know how much risk we would have, because if it makes just a small retracement, then the risk would be very big. So if it's acceptable towards the target, maybe 1 to 1 or 2 to 1, I don't think that 2 to 1 is really possible, but if it goes like really low, like retesting the C wave here low, then it will be a very good entry for us. But if it makes just a shallow retracement, then I don't think it will be for me a good trade to take. So CAD Swiss franc, just waiting for this market to push downwards, hopefully. And Aussie pairs not showing any signs of anything like in terms of momentum pattern or anything, so I will not go through that, and I will just move toward to the euro patterns, euro currency pair, sorry, where euro has been really active these days. Euro showed me a couple of nice moves, nice trades that we were able to take, and I'm just hoping like for the near term future the euro will develop a very nice patterns, very nice trading opportunities. Euro USD, not giving me much here. I had on the daily chart, the market had a nice ABC pattern, but right now it's pushing downward, so there's nothing much happening. I mean, weekly is pushing down too, right? Daily is pushing down too, which is great, right? I mean, we are on the same page, but there's no pattern I'm looking at. There's nothing I can see in terms of pattern. So remember, for me to take a trade, I need not only momentum or all in pattern, but I need both of them plus Fibonacci time levels or Fibonacci price levels to come together, so all those elements to help me to take a trade. And here we have just momentum, that's it. If we move onto the euro Aussie dollar, we see the market pushing downwards on the weekly. Daily just finished a nice ABC. ABC was great, man. I mean, it just finished in those price levels where we were thinking that the C wave might end. Then he did a nice reversal, retest of that high, and then push down hard. The thing here would be that we might see this market developing another ABC like prior to that. ABC, market pushed down really nice, took that B wave low, and then confirmed that the whole ABC pattern is completed. And we might see this market either push upwards, make a B wave, and then go down and make a C wave, and then that will help us to get in there, find a good pattern. Yeah, market's pushing down on the weekly, daily upwards. So nothing much developing here though. That was a good pattern I wanted to show you guys. that happened here, where also momentum, also price levels, uh, they came together and was showing here a good trade. Euro Canadian weekly chart is pushing downwards, almost oversold. So we have a very large ABC developing. I'm looking for this market. I don't know, 147.80, 146.90 looks like a good target, but this one looks better since it has more price levels coming together in more a narrow range. This could act like a very good support, and it retests the previous. This could have been also an A B C, and the market might want to come back down here, retest these levels, maybe come back, act this level, Fibonacci levels, to act here like a support. So this could be a good target, a good probable target for the C wave to end, not only for the larger C wave, but also for a smaller C wave, which A B C develops here. So market's pushing downwards, almost oversold. And here we're looking at the smaller ABC that you saw here on the weekly, this one here on the daily chart, and this one looks like it came into this level, like Fibonacci levels here, and looks like it's turning around, oversold. I would like to stress out that if I looked at most of the most of the euro currency pairs and most of the daily charts, they're oversold. So we might see like a shorter time frame for a week or so, or a few days, that the market will start rising, euro getting stronger, and then even if we have like very nice patterns coming up on many of the euro currency pairs, we should select like one of them, which is the best one, the most beautiful one, the most good one, and trade that. Because if we trade like two or three of them, that means just doubling or tripling our position on the euro. Yeah, you don't want to do that. And yeah, I mean, the market's pushing to oversold area. I would like the market to come with both moving averages into the oversold area for me to take a buy here, trade. And even if I would take it, then I would probably be looking for these highs here, like A, this high, C or E, as a target, as a longer term target. When I take a trade, I always have two targets, right? I mean, half of the position I take at a short term target, and the other half at a longer term target. And once I take the first profit on the shorter time target, then I will just move my stop loss closer to the market, not very close, leaving it room to move, but it's still I'll move it, not keeping it where it was initially placed, to lower that risk. So Euro Canadian it's oversold on the daily, looking for the weekly to get oversold and then to get into a buy. Okay, so we'll see what happens in the upcoming days. Next will be Euro Swiss franc. Euro Swiss franc, same thing here. Market's pushing downwards, ABC pattern, still looking forward for the market to push downwards. This one is already oversold and coming upwards, so this market is already signal us like a buy opportunity. You see here the two time zones here, Fibonacci time zones, they came so close together, signaling that the bottom is really close here, and it's kind of far away from this level, like the price is far away from this level. But I mean, if it's possible and it will make a new low, not touching it but coming closer to it, then it would still be a valid level. So on the weekly, the market oversold coming upwards. Time zones confirming it, like close to a bottom here. Daily, the daily has a 1 2 3 4 5 with the fifth wave. I was thinking probably that the fifth wave develops in a five wave movement downwards, and we might have this level here reached. But I mean, it took like a very long time, and it's kind of disproportionate with the second wave, so it might be of a higher degree. So it might be a 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. I mean, who knows? You cannot get the count like the all the time like perfectly right. So as long as you are on the right track, and then you're taking the right trades over there, then that's amazing. So is if the market comes back down here, now it's overbought, so there's no trade happening here. But if the market comes down into the oversold area, price pushes down towards this area, then we might get into a buying position. And yeah, I mean, weekly already there, just waiting for the daily to push also a little bit down momentum. And yeah, I mean, wait and see game here. Same thing here. So euro Swiss franc. Okay. Then we have euro pound. Euro pound. The weekly chart is overbought. Momentum is overbought. It moves kind of in a channel here. So we are at the top of the channel right now. Market might bounce out of that and come downwards. I mean, why would I say that? I would say that because the momentum is already overbought. Not that it should happen, but there's a high probability that the market will just touch that upper band there, upper line, and then move towards the downside. I mean, it's same thing. It could just shoot to this one and then move towards the upside. If it breaks this one, then a nice target would be the same distance that the width of this channel has, right? So that would be a nice thing. But I mean, momentum overbought on the weekly, looking too short. And yeah, I mean, the daily chart has an ABC, which the ABC it passed through the Fibonacci levels, and it moved above it. So it's kind of difficult to look for a trade here. I mean, we had I had here 1 and 2. This was the two times that I got the signal to sell, right? I mean, I would have sold and then be stopped out, sold and stopped out again. But the problem with this market here is that it already went to through the Fibonacci levels, and then not really reacting on that. And then also the Fibonacci time zones, I was able just to draw one, and if I use another Fibonacci level, it didn't make any sense. So there was no real thing happening here. So that's why I kind of let it go. I'm looking at it because I mean, I was hoping something would come up, but I guess, yeah, I mean, what happens if you look at it, the market pushed above 78 percent Fibonacci retracement, right? So if the market reaches at that level at 78% internal retracement, then there's a very high probability that this is not a retracement, but basically a reversal of trend, and the trend might continue to the upside. So retracing that much would have a very high probability that it will basically continue to go upwards and not come back down. So yeah, I mean, this is a very small example of what would have happened if I would have got in and the market would have pushed downwards. I would have looked for the shorter time frame target. to reach the either the 50 or 61% level of the C wave, and then take a small profit here, move the stop loss, and then look for the B wave low as a long-term target. So this is kind of how I place my targets. And yeah, euro pound. Yeah, we'll see what happens. If a new high develops here, then just forget about it. I don't even want to look at it, even though right now it kind of passed everything. So anyway, euro Japanese yen. Euro Japanese yen moving towards the upside on momentum on the weekly chart. Daily chart. So daily chart, I actually took a trade here. We had the ABCA and then ABCB, and then I'm looking for a C wave level to develop. I mean C wave to develop right now, and push to the upside, taking that 126.80 high, even moving forward at that. But I have it as a 126.80 as a long-term target. Once it reaches there, then I'll know what to do. And as a short-term target, I have the 50% and 61% internal retracement of the whole C wave downwards here. So let me see. I got in a little bit late on this one. I saw it a little bit late. And let's see, where was I? Euro Japanese yen. I got in at 122.26. 122.26. Let's see. This is the one. 122.26. I got in a little bit late. As you can see, the market was pushing higher, so normally I should have got in above this one here, above this level, 121.54. I saw it a little bit late, saw another signal developing, so I moved on and then bought it here. Market pushed down, then upwards. My stop loss right below the low of the here, the C wave, the B wave, the low here. I like this market because why? The pattern A, B with the C wave towards the upside, A, B, C done right into those levels, 120, 87, 120, 58, where the A, B, C pattern finishes. There's another time zones, 30th of May, 3rd of June, showing clearly that the bottom is done. Momentum is supported, pushing upwards. So all of those things coming together, pushing pushing for us to buy. Was a little bit on the late on the entry. Went in. Market's pushing downwards right now. It's pushing downwards. I mean, it pushed downwards, kind of sideways movement. I was looking on the daily, giving us another buying signal. Weekly is still towards the going towards the upside, right? So weekly is still pushing towards the upside, and basically the daily would be a valid thing to go for. So it will be a good entry, but I don't want to double on this position, double up on this position. I already have one which is not going really great. So what I will basically do is just move the stop loss right at the low here, below here, tighten up that risk in case the market turns around, and see what happens, you know. So Euro Japanese yen would be good for a buy. We'll see. Okay. Next, Euro New Zealand. Euro New Zealand. Whoops. Euro New Zealand weekly chart. Same thing here. ABC down. So ABC down, developing here with the ABCB already done. I have like two real targets. This one is kind of far away. Doesn't have like an eternal retracement close by to it. So 163.02, 162.32 would be a nice target. Just slightly lower than the B of the B wave, and then a lower low here beyond A level, A wave, completing that ABC pattern. So the momentum is pushing downwards. The daily, yeah, the daily had an ABC as you saw. So this small ABC here, the B wave. So ABC here, it came into those levels but pushed beyond it. I wasn't really sure about it, so that's why I stayed away. The problem with this one was same thing here. See the question mark? So my Fibonacci time zones, time levels, they don't really come together. It's kind of messed up. So that's why I kind of left it out. Market pushed down nicely, but what I'm looking for this market is to really push lower and come in this level, show me a nice bottom, and it seems like like 16 of August and 23 of August, or between 16 of August and 23 of August, we might see a bottom forming. So if not, then we might a longer term 18 of October or 25 of October, we might see a bottom forming in terms of where the Fibonacci time zones indicate. So Euro New Zealand, very long term, a month, 2 months from now, even more than that, looking for a reversal and then trade that, get into a buy there. Yeah, so nothing much really happens here. Okay, moving on, I move to the pound pairs. Pound, for me, it's kind of like to trade or not to trade because of the political problems they had there, Brexit, all that mess. There's so much uncertainty. Nobody knows which way to go. So we are either up, either down. So yeah, I mean, I don't really feel the vibe for the pound currency pairs. I mean, for the whole year, I didn't feel like the right thing to do. But I mean, weekly is oversold. Momentum is oversold. Daily is oversold too, so it will be a nice buy. We have an ABC, which I was thought, but you see the market, we pushed through that level, tried to go beyond it, and came back in, go above it. So kind of played on this level, and then eventually made a new low and a new low. So that's why when I see the market going through my levels and then not reacting to that, then I like to stay away from it. So the market's still pushing downwards. Maybe it comes to the next levels here. So yeah, I mean, coming down to the next level will indicate that basically this A wave is not an A wave. So going further here, breaking this low, will cancel the whole pattern. So yeah, pound still pushing down, even though weekly oversold, daily oversold, which would be a great, an amazing buying signal for both of them. So in this case, if we had a good ABC pattern with a nice bottom forming, time zones confirming it, price level confirming it, then the only thing that remains was for me to go on the 1 hour chart and look for a very good entry. But unfortunately, nothing happens. Pound Aussie oversold on the weekly chart. The momentum is oversold. The daily pushed through a set of levels, bouncing off that 61.8% internal retracement. I don't know. Market's oversold here too. So time zones not really confirming. Time zones were looking more for 19th of July or 7th of August. So we'll see. I mean, what happens. Yeah, it seems like the momentum also consuming itself like really fast, and price doesn't advance at all. So we have momentum, we have pattern, price not 100%, time not 100%. In case we would like to go long here, obvious long-term target would be like the B wave high, and then short-term target would be like a 50% or 61% retracement of this push downwards, right? So what was that? That was like 184.23. 184. Oh, more. 184.23. Huh? This one? Oh, this one. Yeah, so 184.23. So short-term target would be let's see. Okay, so short-term target would be the 50% level or the 61% level. 181.39, 182.06. Not really showing any signs for a trending market, more like a correction. But yeah, I mean, though, let's see on which day did we get the buy here. So 4th of July, yeah, 4th or 5th of July. That was like what was that, last Friday? Yep. So 4th of July, you know, 4th of July. Here we have a signal here. The market tries to come up. This will buy signal, so that would be a nice buy with the stop loss below it, and then looking forward for this market to push higher. So yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% sure about it. I'm not 100% into it, so that's why I stay away from it. I like the pattern to be as clear as possible, as nice as possible, smooth. See a nice market activity. So anyway, I'm gonna leave this one out. Pound Canadian oversold. It seems like pound oversold, daily oversold, pound Aussie oversold, pound Aussie oversold coming out, pound Canadian oversold. So it seems like the pound is oversold everywhere. And ABCA, ABCB. Yep, this market's looking nice. Maybe another push more downwards, like into this level, 59, 75, 58, 56. Careful here not to go beyond this level. So retesting the B wave low here would be a nice confirmation that this pattern is done, right? And then a nice buying opportunity. Okay, nice. Weekly pushing downwards, oversold. Daily already oversold, pushing up. Nice. Let's see, B wave high is at, which would be the long-term target, right? 177.94, right? So 177, 177.92, 177.94. I think this one here. Yeah. Oops. 177.94. So if we would like to look for a trade here, the short-term target would be like 50% of this. But I mean, I need more than this. This is what? I need something more than this. This is nothing. Momentum I showed me a turn. Let's see something happening also on the candlestick pattern here. Yeah, 170.61, 172.34. This is would be a nice target here. So let's keep a watch on pound Canadian. keep a watch on it, see what happens. And this is a daily chart. So weekly ABC, there's no pattern here on a daily from what I can see. I mean ABC probably, or 1 2, right? Or ABC, or a 1 2 and 3. So this is either a C wave end or a 3 wave end, where the market comes back up to a 4th, comes back down, and do a 5th one, hitting our target over there. In any case, it seems like this time zone here is pretty narrow. So it says there like we are really close to an end. The end is near. So if it comes into like few bars away from it, then it's still okay, but not very far away. So yeah, I don't like to see it very far away. Anyway, okay, maybe this week we get a push downwards or something. Okay, so let's keep a watch on pound Canadian. Okay, really quick, New Zealand. Let's see New Zealand. New Zealand is the one of the last markets I like to look at. So New Zealand Canadian, it's also a nice market here with 1 or A, 2 or B. Not really sure what happens here. This is a weekly chart. Market is pushing higher, so pushing towards the upside. I actually took a trade here like in June, towards the end of June, 24th of June. So I took a trade, a buy here, and I did that because we had this ABC pattern, probable ABC. It's kind of, see all the question mark is because I have like more than one count having consideration. Market comes really nicely into this area, into this price levels. It seems it's a few bars away from this zone, time zone, and a little bit more bars here away from this time zone. So was trying to tell us, hey, an end is near, right? And the market comes back down, makes a new low, then an end is here near too. So this is where it comes back, retest this. I was hoping actually to see a break of this downtrend line. That would be a nice thing to see. I was hoping at that time to see this break happening and then a push down upwards, but it didn't happen. So the market came really close to my stop loss, right? My stop loss is right below this level here, 86.45. I like to put my stop loss 1 pip below that. Why I don't give it more than that? Because if it reaches that level, then there's a very high chance it will go beyond that. So I mean, yeah, I mean there's always fake breakout and fake test of that, but anyway, if it reaches that level, I might as well just get out. So what happened on a shorter time frame, on the 1 hour chart, I got in here 87.15. Market reached my 50% target. I got the first profit out here. Okay, and then basically I was waiting for a signal from the daily chart to move my stop loss. It didn't came. Market just crashed in the next few days, and it came really close to my stop loss. I mean, this is the important thing. So if you take the first profit, the short time profit, it should be enough to cover like most of your losses if in case the market turns around. So getting out of it is unharmed as possible, if as much as we can. And basically I'm looking for this market to reach the 50% level of the B wave here. So see what happens. Can this market recover in the next few days? If not, then it just takes me out, and then that's it, right? So yeah, not really amazing in terms of time. So try to keep to find those prices. Try to find those trades where most of the patterns, most of the elements that create your strategy be as perfect as possible. And I keep a journal on most of them, and see what happens when I get a trade where the timing is not exactly great, and when I get a trade when the time zones are not really great, and see what happens with those. And then in the future trades that I will encounter, I would take in consideration if it's a good thing to do that or not. So yeah, I mean, New Zealand Canadian, last chart, last currency pattern that I'm looking at. I still have some hope for it to push higher. Well, we'll see. We'll see. A break of this uptrend line will be really great. Anyway, thank you very much for listening to the whole video, watching me, and see what I do. If you guys have any questions, just send me an email, or send Lawrence an email, and then we can talk about it, and I can talk more about maybe a specific market that you were looking at, or something like that, or maybe I can help you out with the strategy that we work on the Crush Pro trading teams. Anyway, thank you very much, and then have a nice day, and enjoy your trading.